Hey YouTube, the reason why I'm doing this video, I was looking at Joyce Myers and it was this preaching and ministering with a group of women that she always does, and they were talking about the hurt that they sustained over a period of time. They were talking about how her dad had molested her, raped her, and everything, and it had became a cycle of abuse, and there was an image to place with it. And then you have other women talking about how they dated men, and these men were abusive to them, but these are men in the ministry. These are men that are pastors and devoted men of God, but had no God in them. And I keep ministering the same sermons over and over again about what we're going through, the puppeteering, the dark psychology, the persuasion, and everything. And we're not understanding that even though you're looking at these people and you're saying these people are nothing, they're nobodies, um, how would they gain such authority over me? Or you might not even see them and it's not the fact that they're nothings and nobody, like as if they don't have value. Their priorities, their ethics, their way of being is messed up. And now you're forced to be around these people who care nothing for you. You're forced in situations to even humble yourself and submit yourself to these people because certain people are pretending to be people of God, but they are not. They know nothing about the Word of God. They just read it. A lot of them are reading it and trying to manipulate people to follow them. I just want a big flock, you know, or if they're getting into the ministry and they just want people to follow them, they really don't know the word of God. They really don't know what the people of God is going through. They really don't know the struggle psychology, the psychology that's being used against the people of God to force young women to be submissive to certain people. They don't know none of these things. They don't care for it. They're not trying to change it. All that we can do as the people of God is separate ourselves from these type of people and remove ourselves from those type of environments because it's toxic to us. And they're not understanding why they're trying to keep us with them to keep control. They have us, we're people of God, but we're in a demonic state. You want to rule over a spirit, and now you have labeled a righteous spirit a demonic spirit, and you're trying to take possession of it. So you don't care how much you throw it out of its mind. You don't care how much you take it into a place that of darkness and uncleanliness, just as long as you got control over it. Just as long as you feel like, hey, I defeated it. It's doing what I want it to do. Um, I'm I'm starting to realize that a lot of people aren't understanding the state that we were in when Jesus came in the New Testament. You have a man, he's sitting there, he's in the tombs and he's walking the tombs. No one knows the purpose or the motive behind why he's walking those tombs and stuff like that. This is psychological. This is an issue mentally. But this is the thing. He didn't get that way on his own. He's in the same place that Solomon was in, saying, look, I built my kingdom and everything, and I just pray that no ill-begotten person comes and destroy all that I work for and stuff like that. He's in a dark place. He's in that same place where Solomon excelled, and yet and still you have probably a man or a woman of God that's not excelling in that same place, not growing in that same place and everything. So they're both in the same place, and there's a motive and a reason to it because you have narcissistic people always around. They want to be around you. And this is because you have something that God is doing with you and everything, but they're doing things too. So this narcissist, he wants to be around you all the time. He wants to control you. He wants to have something to say to you. And they'll use anything. They'll use rape. They will use physical abuse. They will use anything to say that they have power over you. Because if sexually they able to do you however they want to do you sexually, it says that they have power. If they're able to do you however they want to do you with other things, that says that they have power. They don't care. They don't care what they do, how they play with you emotionally, physically, mentally. They don't care. So you have to separate yourself from these people, because this is just their way of playing games and doing what they will always do. And they try to force you into certain situations financially. They don't want you to work. So if you're not able to work, you're not able to provide for yourself. So they'll play that little game for God knows how long, preventing you from having sources of income. So that means that you have to be subservient. You have to be under me because you don't have any money for yourself. You can't do anything for yourself, and try to put you in a childlike state. We have to actually know that this is psychological puppeteering, dark psychology. That's what it is. It's not going to change. This is all dark psychology, them trying to take control, them trying to be in a place of control over you. This is what they were talking about the claiming and the reclaiming. They're not trying to claim you for God. It's a group of people trying to claim you for God. They're trying to reclaim you and put you where you're supposed to be. And it's a group of people that's in there and they're trying to take. And that's what they do. They manipulate you. They try to take control of you. They try to sit up here and keep up trouble. They want people to know that they're there. So they do certain things to try to keep stuff the way it is. And God's sitting up there, he's working. I have to remove you from these people. My biggest challenge was when I was faced with abuse, was God always saying, I have to remove you from this person. But guess what? This person never wants to leave until you have nothing. And I'm going to tell you, that's they come in, you have everything. You have yourself situated. But guess what? They have a motive to take everything that you work for. So a lot of them don't want to leave until you have nothing left. So you're homeless. You're staying with family. You're staying with friends. They don't care. They still trying to be right there. Because they don't want you to have nothing. They don't care how far you fall. They don't care how many stumbles you have. They don't care about any of it. And when I heard Joyce Meyer say this morning, she clearly stated, she was like, I still had issues because I was working for people with that same personality. I was around some people that had that same personality, and it did the same thing to me. And it's a reason why it did the same thing to you, because this person isn't using witchcraft. No. They're not really using witchcraft. They have made a decision that they will use psychological techniques and tactics to manipulate you out of your freedom, to take possession and control over you. And you have to think about it. You're going into hypnosis. You're going to all this stuff. Sometimes you're at work and you notice that pretty much you done blanked out. You done went into like a little hypnosis state. That's them. So you don't know why you would say yes to a man. He's not all that cute. He's not all this or whatever. It's a reason. They have manipulated you. They have set up there and taken advantage of you. They're doing this intentionally against you. And basically the state that you're in a comatose state, and you are more vulnerable than you will ever be in your life. You're in the same state that Solomon was in when he had sold. You're in the same state when he got all these different messages. You were in the same state. So be careful with yourself. Hopefully these words have encouraged you, gave you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. By my testimony, may you be healed. Good luck.